But then you look at so many other cities in the United States that are growing, that are overtaking some of these older eastern cities. I mean, Portland's an example. Uh, it's growing by leaps and bounds. There are so many. Charlotte, they're all over the United States. It's just. Is it creative destruction? I don't know, but it is certainly new industries popping up, new opportunities, and people are going there.
How much of this was influenced? You grew up in Ashland, Ohio, population 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah, you moved to the big city, which is Cleveland, Ohio. And as I often tell people, if you're from the United States, there's only one thing to say in response to why I'm from Cleveland, which is, I'm sorry to hear that. But how did that migration, that's like a micro migration, but people understand that. They understand I grew up in a town, I went to the next big city, and then, my kid moved to Phoenix. I mean, talk about that in the context of go where you're treated best.
Well, I think, if you're in the northern climate, my view is I don't really like winter very much. And so Phoenix was a good destination, in my opinion. I think it's beautiful. The weather's great in the wintertime, a little tough in the summer, no question about it. And so that's why we're back in a northern climate now. But, that's okay. It's Ohio and some of the northern states, the old Rust Belt, those are high-tax states. Ohio, I think, has out-migration in the last 5 years. More people leaving than coming in. That's kind of sad. And they're not alone. There is a big out-migration of the high-tax states in the United States. And what you do for a living, you're seeing an out-migration to some extent of people in a lot of the Western countries, which are high-taxed countries.
We were talking at breakfast this morning. You said that you wouldn't be surprised if the Indians, the Cleveland baseball team, when the lease on their stadium ends, if they're going to go and move somewhere else because there's just not the attendance in Cleveland with so many sports teams. You said the smallest town with 3 major league sports teams, and you said you wouldn't be surprised. And I think people look at that and they say, they're sad because there's a nostalgia to that. The team's going to go where they're treated best, but I think so many people, they feel a resistance there because I think back to going to all the baseball games growing up and having those season tickets, and it was an experience, and people find it hard to get past that.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And that's just my opinion. I mean, I just look at a market like that is going down in market size, partly because there's an out-migration.
But what do you say to the person? I mean, you grew up for your entire life watching the Cleveland Indians and following that team, being a fan of that team, to see them leave. I think the same thing that stops people from potentially going where they're treated best is they have that nostalgia of, I want to be in Cleveland, I want to follow the team. And so, now we're seeing this example of the nostalgia is, it's leaving them behind. How do you deal with it emotionally?
You've got the internet now, MLB.com. You can watch the games anywhere. It's just, it's a game changer.
So to someone who's saying, I can't go and live somewhere else where there's lower tax, more opportunities, better lifestyle because I don't want to leave my family behind, the sports team, whatever it may be, you're saying, hey, here you are, you're in Singapore. There's planes, there's the internet, there's live streaming, there's everything. Is that what you're saying?
Well, to a certain extent. I'm not sure if you can stream MLB.com in Singapore, but you can certainly follow the game on the internet pitch by pitch if that's what you really want to do. I think that's a lot different than being close with family. And for a lot of people, I understand that. I applaud. They don't want to leave family behind. I applaud it. I mean, I don't think there's anything really more important than that.
Sure.
But some people, they've got big dreams, and there's a big world out there, and things are changing rapidly in the world. I kind of get the feeling that we're in the process of seeing the wealth move to the east, maybe to this region of the world, from the west. You look at a lot of Western countries, and especially in Europe. My goodness. And in a generation or two, they're not going to exist anywhere near the way they exist today demographically, because they're not replacing themselves, and it tremendous change. I just think, we live in a world right now. The United States is an example. I've never seen it this angry. I've never seen it. I mean, I just don't even want to know the news anymore. It's just depressing. I know a lot of people that feel that way. I think the reason it's happening is we're in a period of profound change all around the world, especially in the Western countries, and something different is coming along. I'm not smart enough to know what that is, but I think we're not too far from finding out what it is, and so just a period of tremendous change.
Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.